Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Rader, and welcome to this Washington Huddle. Let's do that again. 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Rader, and welcome to this Washington Huddle web exclusive. And joining me now are Washington insider Scott Jackson, the host of the team's post-game radio show. Scott, last Monday night's game against Seattle wasn't necessarily pretty. It also wasn't a dominating win, but it was a win for Washington, 3 in a row. Considering how things were going the first 2 months of the season, I got to tell you, we got to be impressed.
Yeah, no doubt. To have three in a row coming out of the bye, where when they went into the bye, it was his lowest of lows. You had Tom Brady coming up on the schedule, and everybody was like, "Oh no, this is just only going to get worse." And it's been the opposite. They've found themselves an identity finally. As an offense, defensively, they've come together after a really terrible start. And the Seattle game could have easily been lost. I mean, as dominant as it was statistically for Washington, they just left the door open way too often for the Seahawks. But in the end, they just made that one extra play they needed to and got the win. And you don't apologize for them. You take them and you move on.
You know, it appears the defense is better now than before it lost Chase Young. In their last 3 games, they're 3-0. They beat the Bucks, they beat Carolina, and then Monday night they beat Seattle. And in the last 3 games, the Washington defense has only given up what? 55 points. You can win in the NFL if you only give up 18 points, but do you think they can do that every week?
Yeah, and I think that they're capable of it. Look, we thought this would be a really good defense coming into the season. They've lost some important pieces, obviously, with Chase Young going out, and before that, Montez Sweat. But what I think you saw, too, even before the bye week, the 2 games prior, the Packers game and the Broncos game, they played, better defense there. After the debacle against the Chiefs in the second half at FedEx Field. I also think the big help for the defense over the last 3 weeks is the offense. Controlling time of possession, scoring touchdowns when you get in the red zone, those kind of things have made the defense play much better. They're playing with a lead a little bit more, so they can kind of go after things and they can key in on teams and certain things. So I think that's been a big help too. They've been playing good complementary football all around, and they just got to stick with the formula. And I think they can be successful against some of these matchups ahead.
Well, controlling the line of scrimmage, they kept the ball for an unbelievable 42 minutes. They're running the ball very well. Now they have to go out to Vegas and take on the Raiders and Derek Carr. I don't know. I find this to be a pretty even game. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, look, it could go. It scares you a little bit, Derek Carr, because he can definitely air it out. But they might be without their top tight end, which is a big loss of Waller, for sure. They've been able to be a big play offense. They like to throw the ball downfield. That's been a weakness of Washington at times. And the pass rush hasn't quite got there all the time yet. They're going to have to be maybe a little bit more creative with the pass rush this week. Maybe blitz a little bit more if Carr gets time. They don't want that to happen. So that would worry me. But again, the best offense or the best defense has been this team's offense and keeping them off the field. And the Raiders are not a great run defense. So I think they could definitely ground up some yards and time of possession again. And hopefully Washington with a short week, the Raiders the extra time won't be impacted by that.
Washington in Vegas against the Raiders. It's the late game on Sunday. Scott Jackson, thanks for being with us this week on our Washington Huddle web exclusive.
Thank you.